Good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to our May Coffee and Conversation. I know Liz is coming in. Good morning, Liz. Welcome. How is everybody doing? Thumbs up?
Fabulous.
Thumbs middle? Yeah? Awesome. Are we in the right business or what? Yes? Yes.
Depends on the day.
I love what we do. As I was sharing earlier, the things we're doing around the world now, making a difference, it is just amazing. And what we sometimes assume or take for granted here in the US, the availability of things, you just go down to Home Depot or some other store, or Amazon delivers the very same day. Not everybody has this luxury, folks. We do. Let's count our blessings that we live in a country that is absolutely amazing, and that we have access to so much that so many other countries do not. Obviously, I've been going to Fiji this is my third time last week in 6 months, and it's just amazing. I'm so thankful to be in the United States of America. Very thankful. And we're in the right business. We're making a difference in people's lives every single day, whether it's our staff or whether it's our customers, the end users. So just know that we're making a difference in people's lives every day. First of all, Jeannie Henderson, you are here, our ISSA Residential Council Chairwoman. Jeannie, would you like to introduce your board and yourself, please?
Sure. Thank you so much, RJ. And I jumped on. I'm not going to be able to stay long. I'm in an airport and getting ready to board a flight, but I didn't want to miss our coffee and conversation today. So glad I made it. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Yeah, so great to see so many friends together. But to introduce our ISSA council members so that you know them and you can connect. There's just a few of us today. So let's see, Stacy is our vice chair of our ISSA Residential Council. And then we have a couple of our ambassadors. Stacy is also our liaison to the ambassador council or membership group. And then also Jonathan is one of our ambassadors. Thank you, Jonathan. And Marlo has been very involved in the past too. So thank you, Marlo. I think that's everybody. Did I get everyone? Or do we have more
Stephanie,
than one page?
no,
oh, no, we have another page.
Stephanie.
Yep. TJ's hiding in there too.
Ah, okay. Oh, TJ, there you are. And thank you, TJ, for all your help. I think I can see everybody. So,
and then we have Stephanie Ramsey was up here. I don't know if you had Stephanie.
Oh, yep,
Ramsey
and Stephanie. Thank you, Stephanie. Sorry to see, hard to see. Hope that you're not hearing all that I'm hearing in the background here. Are you picking that up?
Yeah, you need to go to gate A6 for departure.
So sorry, everyone. Well, quickly before I get off, I just want to remind everyone that the ISSA Council is working on some really exciting new projects around peer groups and also ways of attracting more people and helping more cleaning business owners get connected to ISSA Residential. So you all, those of you who are current members should have received an invitation to take a survey, and we really encourage you to do that. You also have a chance to win a prize if you enter that survey. So this information is really going to help us moving forward. So if you haven't received that survey, let us know, but if you have, please fill it out. And then I do want to also introduce a guest who's with us today, and it's Eric Bunis. And Eric and I met recently through Matt Moberg, who's also in ISSA. And Eric, thank you for being here today. Eric owns his own marketing agency and does a lot around education for marketing for small business owners. And so we're looking at some partnership opportunities to help our members with their marketing endeavors to attract more customers and more employees. So thank you for being here, Eric.
Thank you very much, Jeannie. It's nice to be here.
Thanks. Great. All right. I'll mute so you don't have to hear the airport.
Thank you, Jeannie, and safe travels to you. Thanks for joining us quickly. Eric, welcome to our coffee and conversation. can you quickly give us an insight of who you are, what you do?
Yeah, thank you very much for having me today. So I have been in the digital marketing world for over 25 years now, and I own an agency that I started, and we focus on marketing for our clients in terms of, you know, the basics, in terms of who are your customers, what do they want, what do they need, uh, where, who are your competitors, how do they attract customers, and how do you sort of get your customers, potential customers, through your sales process to become customers. And we do that, everything that we do is digital. So we do websites and search engine optimization and local SEO and digital advertising and email and social media marketing. And so we have been I've known Matt Moberg for a few months now. I actually had lunch with him again yesterday. So my firm is getting more involved in the ISSA, and I'm very excited about it. The other thing that we do is I'm a longtime partner of Constant Contact, and so before they were sold, I was part of a small team that went out and taught digital marketing classes to, you know, chambers and associations and groups like that, conventions, trade shows. And I've taught over 300 digital marketing classes. And so on virtually every and any topic in digital marketing. So that's something that I would love to offer your membership, is basically free digital marketing classes. So
Okay.
just to kind of, you know, learn a little more about how the digital world works, you know, how to get people to your websites, how to understand what your customers are interested in, and how to keep, you know, how to basically bring in more customers and grow your business.
Well, Eric, I think you said the two key things. We are a group of people that want education and information. And number two, you said free. So I think that's a wonderful combination. And Jeannie, is this website for Eric? Is this the one that you put in the
Yes,
conversation?
Endorphin
Okay.
Digital, that's Eric's company. So
All
just
right.
wanted to share that so you can get a little background on what he does. But Eric and I just recently had a great meeting, and I think he has a lot to offer our members in the education around marketing, because we all could learn a little bit more about that and get better at it. So as you know, so I'm really excited to bring this resource to our residential cleaning community.
All right, wonderful. Thank you.
Well, and he talked about growing your business, and our guest today is going to be at the very event that we're going to be talking about, how to grow your business. Business Growth Strategies is an event the ISSA is doing June 11th to the 13th. And one of our featured speakers is Ricky Regalado.
Awesome. Ricky, how are you? You're muted.
All right, sorry.
There you go.
Usually I'm in a desk, not in the passenger side of a truck here, so I
Oh,
apologize.
okay. I thought you were driving your self-driving Tesla again.
No, I got a driver.
No?
He's driving. I got a fellow cleaning business owner that's in town here out of Florida, and he's
All
driving
right.
me to the office right now.
Well, wonderful. Welcome to our show, Coffee and Conversation. And by a show of hands, how many know about Ricky or know Ricky? Awesome. Awesome. There's a good number of people that do. And Ricky, it's a good thing, good number of people that don't. So
Yes.
I would like to introduce Ricky as one of the guys that has an open heart, incredible company, wonderful culture. And Ricky, what are you up to now in commercial sales, revenue wise?
So yeah, we did 20 last year. We'll do 27 million this year.
Okay. So this is a man that has grown his company, and I want him to share his history because it is an amazing history and how he has grown his company, where he is. And in June, he is going to be at Gosha's office for our regional event, and he and I are going to tag team and speak about commercial. So Ricky, take it away.
No, man, yeah, thank you so much, RJ. It's been a pleasure getting to know you and Gosha over the past few years too, man. Aaron, what's up? How you doing? Stephanie, how you guys doing? It's the only faces I could see here. But yeah, I got into the cleaning industry 9 years ago. I started with a coverall franchise. So my story is all commercial. I don't really have too much experience on the residential side, but I give a lot of kudos to those in the residential space because I've seen some companies growing and become large, and I'm like, man, it's amazing to see that because I only know commercial and I see residential as a whole nother market. So kudos to you guys. But yeah, our story started 9 years ago. Me, my cousin, my wife, she was my girlfriend at the time. Our company name is Rosalato, and where that name came from is my last name is Regalato. My cousin's last name is Pedroza. You put those two names together, you talk about digital marketing. #1 Google search. There's nothing else when you look up Rosalato. It is only our company being a cleaning company. I did not know that back then, but thank God I did that. So quickly sold our franchise in 2015 back to Coverall. I recognized that that was not the vision that I had. I wanted to grow and I had ambitions to grow and scale the company. Nothing against franchise industry, but they do keep some handcuffs on you, in my opinion, and I could sell myself. So I went out to sell our own accounts and build our business. And since 2015, that's how we've gotten to today in the size of revenue. But more importantly, I look at how many jobs we've created. And we have over 350 employees, 75 subcontractors that we work with. We operate in 27 states. We'll be in 32 by the end of this year. And that's by partnerships. That's by our clients taking us into those other cities and states. But Rosalato also spawned into other services. So we have a brand called RCM. That's Rosa Contracting and Maintenance. So we also offer plumbing, electrical, snowplow, landscaping, preventative plumbing, what's the other one? Painting. So we have turned and morphed into more of a facility services management company. And we didn't stop there. I had a love for technology, and that's how I was able to scale into other states is through technology. We also then got into the software business, and I launched a technology company called Route. So it's GetRoute.com, and that allows companies to digitize their sales process from, bidding and walkthroughs and proposals to then managing the pulse of their business with a operating system. And then how I scaled was subcontracting. So we also built a marketplace that connects prime and subcontractors and improves the business of subcontracting and overall clean. So that's where I spend most of my time. My family now runs the family business on the Rosalato side. I'm full-time on Route, but I like to have fun with a podcast called Cleaning and Cocktails. And I started that a couple of years ago. Now we do events across the country. And people ask, why did I say do Cleaning and Cocktails? Is with a cocktail or two, the guard comes down, you open up, and you enjoy yourself a little bit more, right? I've also done cleaning and coffee, and I've also done cleaning and creatine. For those that don't drink, there's always room for everybody. So I'll stop there, RJ, and kind of let you keep going with anything else.
Well, thank you, Ricky. I'm sure there are plenty of people here. How many actually, most of us are primarily residential, but how many actually do dabble on the commercial side a little bit? Show of hands. Okay. Okay, Jonathan. And how many of you are pure 100% residential? Okay. Have you considered
that's
going?
where I'm trying to go.
Sorry?
I said that's where I'm trying to go.
Which way?
100% residential.
100% residential. Okay. And which is fine. And like Ricky said, he's 100% commercial. and he respects that we are on this side of the fence, he's on that side of the fence. But I'm sure everybody or somebody has some questions, whether it's about scaling your residential business or want to get into commercial. What questions do you have? Yes, Kate.
Well, I think most of that I have. All right, so the positive side that I think, okay, is the security, because I haven't found a way to offer my residential clients a contract. So commercial, it's all about contracts. So I feel like it gives me more security in terms of knowing that we have a contract, knowing that we have a job for the whole year or even more. So that's a good thing. And that's why I would love to learn more about the commercial side of it. The fear is the responsibility in general, and the fact that most of these cleanings are done in different hours, like at night. So I have 3 kids and 2 of them are toddlers. And I fear getting, those phone calls saying, I can't go to work, and the office, the bank, whatever it is, they have to be cleaned by 7 a.m. or 6 or whatever. So not sure if it's a question that I have, but this is my take on it.
It's a good
No.
one. Ricky, go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, yeah, Kate, that's the world we lived in. And like what I didn't realize when we got into the industry was, you can park right here, I'm sorry, is the after hours. That is the world of commercial cleaning for the most part, other than the day porter positions and stuff like that. But they do happen after 6 p.m. So you have to be prepared for that. So when we started early on, I had family. Again, when anybody ever asked me, like, man, how did you get started? It was, I had a team of 5. I had my father, I had my aunt, I had my cousin, and I had my wife. And at the time, I didn't have kids, so I had the luxury to really get out there and get after it. Right? We started with about 20, 30 accounts that spanned. If you ever see a lot of
a very map-driven person, so we had accounts in all different areas, and I found it exciting and like a game to see opportunities all over the map, and we serviced those accounts, and it would be like a huddle every morning. I mean, we were working 12, 14 hours a day. Hey, you go to the north side of this area, you service those 5 or 6 accounts, you go this way, you go that way. So on one side, if you have a team or a partner, which I always suggest on the commercial side, you need 2 people, you need 2 heads, at least 2 heads. One is operations and one is a sales relationship builder, right? So then one person is operating on one thing, the other person is operating on the other, and you start to be able to scale that and add people underneath you and with you. But all that to say, commercial, you need a team. Not that residential you don't, but I see how on the residential side you guys are able to manage the 9 to 5 process because the cleans are during the day. Not in commercial. Commercial, you need that second shift of management and ops. And with a framework, though, it could be done. And it is what allows us to scale is we really have 2 worlds. We have the day world and then we have the evening world. And as long as you have good people at evening, that's how you scale. Because now think about it. You got 24 hours in a day that you could be servicing accounts. We service accounts 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But that's how we're able to scale the size of the business because those accounts, restaurants, for example, we have 15 restaurants. They get cleaned from 1 to 7 in the morning. That shift itself does $780,000 a year for us in business. So it's those accounts allow those opportunities, but you have to be willing to work those evening shifts. So it's very scary. But once you find the right team, fear is gone because now you got people to rely on, to be honest.
Yes, Ricky, you're right. One of the things I found, because one of my accounts is a 24/7, 365. We do 645,000 square feet of cleaning every day, 24/7. And it's amazing how there are so many people out there that do want to work at night, that do want the second shift. It was not until I put myself out there that I realized there are those people. So Kate, when you start looking in that direction, you'll see that people are there. that want to work those weird hours that you and I perhaps don't. So you do have to overcome your fear by being out there a little bit, like Ricky said.
Thank
But
you.
that's how you scale. And I think, Ricky, you mentioned something that's important. Does everybody here have an org chart for their company, whether it's residential or commercial? If you don't have an org chart, build one. Ricky, what would you say is the importance of an org chart in any company?
Oh my, dude, that is crazy you bring that up. We just finished ours today. Not that we didn't have one, but I didn't make one for the first 5 years of the business. Biggest mistake I ever made, because everybody just kept growing, the initial core group of the team. And by the time it got to the 5th, 6th year, we didn't know what each other was responsible for. We were just like, hey, but we do it all. So like, you do that part, I do this part, you do that part. We had no accountability checklists. So over the years, we've been refreshing it, and I'm happy to say we finally got an org chart that I feel very confident in. And how we've done it, you guys, is we have C-suite, we have director, we have manager, and we have supervisor, and we have technician, right? And we go left to right. We don't go top to bottom. Left to right gives you, and it opens up like a tentacle, and you get more and more people that report to you and more responsibilities that you offset. Why we did the C-suite to director to manager is we wanted to create a culture of, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like attorneys, right? The attorney world, where like, hey, you want to be partner, hey, you want to be an associate, you want to grow to be this. Our team dynamics is people want to grow to be a manager, people want to grow to be a director, people want to grow to get to the C-suite, and it's because it's the title is director first, and then you are a director of what? The title is manager first, and then you are a manager of what? And it goes on and on. So then it gives a lot of people a path to growth. And it was the craziest thing that we had this one, what I thought was an ugly one-page like chart to show you how to grow with a company. Everybody loved it because it was so simple and clean to look at. And they saw that they could come in as a technician, and then from a technician become a rock star, from a rock star become an inspector, from an inspector to become a trainer become a supervisor become a regional. And like, they appreciated because they saw opportunity to grow, not just I'm coming in the company just to do X, Y, Z. Like, no, we've got people that have been with us for 7, 8 years, and like, they're ready to be. What do you mean? They want my job. They want to be in the C-suite. They're like, how do we get to the C-suite? I'm like, oh, slow down. But you want that though, because then we've gotten 2 people, you guys, that, again, we didn't have room on the C-suite. There's only so much room. Well, guess what they did? They opened up another division. We have an epoxy concrete division that came from a technician that grew through the ranks that said, I want to be a partner. How do I become a partner? We'll go open up another division. Awesome. So that's how you open up and scale divisions, is allow one of your team members to go open and operate it. Because it can't be just one person operating 7 or 8 different service divisions. That's the end for a technician that you want to pay back and give value for, is allow them to start and have vested interest and equity in a division, because you wouldn't have gotten it if it wasn't for them.
Doesn't an org chart also provide the people that are coming in a career path, right?
Yeah.
And that's something that's not necessarily considered in the residential or even sometimes the commercial side. But an org chart helps them see that they have a career in this industry versus just a job. Can you talk about that a little?
Oh man, that's great, RJ. Like, that's kind of our mission right now with Route, when we're trying to build this ecosystem of improving the business of clean, right? So our North Star is improving the business of clean, professionalize this industry. It's a trade. The residential side, that's a trade, right? It's a skill set that's very different from commercial. And as I think of residential, it's like, if you're a residential cleaning business owner and you are the CEO of the residential side, awesome. You should have a floor care division director. You should have a unit turnover division director. You should have a pressure washing, window washing service division director, right? Like, residential, you look at a home, you got windows, you got floor care, you got painting, you got landscaping, you got all these opportunities that homeowner is really a commercial client within one multi-unit building. There's a lot of units that they need serviced. That's like intriguing to me on the residential side. It always has been, where there's a lot there. And if you look at residential from a commercial perspective, like if you have a subdivision or a senior care living, that yes, you are cleaning a unit from a residential approach, but what if you got all 60 of those units? And now you had a proposal for all 60 units, and you manage the cleaning, the turnover, the maintenance. Again, like there's a commercial way to do residential and really get volume. And I think it starts with the org chart though, like who is responsible to scale that operation? It's too much for just one solo CEO to do. You need 3 to 5 to 6 heads to do it.
And the org chart also helps you refine the exact responsibilities that the people need to do, because a lot of times without an org chart, you don't know who's doing what, and then people start to step on each other's toes. All right. The other
100%.
thing is the chain of
It
command
takes emotions,
is established.
RJ.
Say it
Yeah,
again?
RJ, think about it. It takes emotions out of it. Like, trust me, I'm in the family business. We got a lot of drama. In Spanish, we call it chisme. We got a lot of chisme going on here in my family business. But it eliminates emotion and feelings, because you said it. There's a job to do. You are required to do X, Y, Z. Take emotions out of it. It's no longer about emotions anymore. This is, you're not performing at this job that is your role. Again, it does help take feelings out of it when it's a proper org chart.
You're absolutely right. So if you don't have an org chart, I encourage you strongly to start that today. Don't wait. Don't wait. You are the CEO, the president, whomever. Write down your responsibilities. Write down the other people that are within your company, their responsibilities, and then clearly write it down. Be very clear, and then hold them accountable to that. Is that right, Ricky?
Yep.
Talk about the chain of command that comes from the org chart, please.
Yeah. So like on the Rosalato side, I'm still involved. So I am the CVO. So I'm the Chief Visionary Officer. I have nobody reporting to me. I report in actually to my younger brother now. He's the CEO of the company. We just made that official like 2 days ago. So I report to him. I share my vision for the business. I've helped begin the implementation of EOS, right? So we do a lot. We follow the traction book, and we implement EOS within the organization. And as far as like the CEO, we've done it now where he is responsible for strategic things, where again, in the beginning, you guys, I built this on instinct. If you asked me if I were to go to apply at any other corporate world, I would never be applying to be a CEO. I gave myself that position early on because I own the business and I had to be. But it's you got to be ready for it. So my brother's been groomed to take that on. But we've been refining as we go. Early on, what I did as a CEO is actually not what he's being tasked to do today. We have a chief of staff role that we never had before, and we have a chief happy officer. So they're in charge of the people. Like, I took a page out of technology companies. They all have this chief happy officer, and I was like, what the hell is that? And literally, their sole role is to encourage and empower your people every day. Every day. Like the number one thing in our space is we get so lost in the nuances of satisfying customers and hitting profitability and selling and marketing. Like we forget about our people sometimes. And remember, the number one most important thing are the people cleaning, not the people in the office. We lose the people that are cleaning, we'll lose our business. So we found this new org chart give us the ability to carve out a role to focus just on the people, not just how are they doing, but like development. People talk about development, but what are you doing to develop your people?
Good point. Very good point. At the very beginning, I came up with a title, Director of Happiness, and that person's responsibility is to make sure that my people are happy. Yeah,
That's
and
it.
if you want to steal that, please do, because I didn't copyright it. But it defines everything, right? When I said that, I saw so many smiles on people's faces. So if you introduce yourself as I'm the director of happiness, you're going to get that smile out of that person. It's that culture that you want to create.
And it's not easy, RJ, right? Like I tell people all the time, man, like it's not sunshines and rainbows. Like some things, like I was telling Aaron, or I forget who I was telling to, I'm going to be speaking at the Spartan event, ISSA IGEA in Spartan in June. And my whole talk is going to be on the failures and the low points. Because I think a lot of times all we do is promote the good and the happiness, but you could become happy from moments of sadness too, like in like the low points, right? Like, and a lot of good has come from a lot of failures that we've ran into in our company, but it sucked. It hurt. It was disappointing. We've let some people down. I didn't always focus on development, and there's people we've lost that, like, if we would have opened our eyes and seen that they were hungry and wanted to grow with the company. So this is a hard thing to do. So everybody knows, like, you could have a person in charge, but it's a full-time job to constantly be worried about your team.
Agreed. What I love about what you said is an org chart defines responsibilities and it takes out the emotion, especially when you have family. And even on the commercial side, you have a lot of family. On the residential side, a lot of us have family that work with us. And it is so important to eliminate the emotion and focus on business, right? How many people here have family working in the business? Anybody? Okay. So
I've got 24 family members that work in the business.
Wow.
And I've lost a couple.
You've lost a couple of people in the sense of,
As far as they no longer work with us. They are still family, but they don't work with us.
okay. And how is that decision-making process?
Well, man, no, one of them was tough because we didn't have the org chart, right? We didn't have like performance metrics. The other two wasn't as bad. I mean, one of them, he knew it was coming. You know, he's like, Rick, I don't have the love for it like you guys do. I'd rather show up to the holidays and be happy with you guys. So it was a mutual thing. One of them, I think, still talks behind my back, but it's okay. I still love him. But it's not easy, man. And that is the issue with when you have family. But we've been lucky to be able to overcome a lot of those obstacles. But I'll tell you what, family, they got your back past 9 to 5. You know, so that's the one thing. That's why I enjoy having family.
Yeah. I love my family too. And I've been working with my wife for 38 years now that I've been married to her. So that org chart is very, very important. Trust me. No emotion at home. Yep. What other questions do we have?
I have a question. When it comes to, you said you have a combination of W-2 employees versus subcontractors. Are you doing your subcontractors out of state and that's why you choose to go that route? What's the benefits that you've determined between using both, one over the other, etc.?
No, Kelly, great point. So Chicago, for the most part, we self-perform, right? That's our headquarters. We're here. We're able to reach all the accounts. But yes, subcontracting came to be a big part for us because we were getting opportunities in like Detroit, St. Louis, you know, Memphis, Nashville. We're not there, right? So we had to reach out and partner up. And now because we've done it and, you know, we've learned a lot from it, we've built processes for it, is we've been able to determine like a threshold, right, Kelly? So like anything under, anything under 400,000 a year in revenue, we have to sub it out. There's just no way we can hire a supervisor. If we hit the 400,000 revenue mark in a certain market, we can flip it to W-2 because now we can afford to hire a 40K a year supervisor. So the minute you have a supervisor, I encourage build around the supervisor, right? That supervisor though has to start with cleaning. So the caveat is it's a supervisor that's cleaning first. Then they build their team out around them and they become a mini branch for you. But if it doesn't hit that marker, the numbers don't make sense, and you have to just find a good partner, and that partner benefits, right? We've got a couple partners that they do 300-400K a year with us in business. So we're a good chunk of business for them, and they get to grow and know what it is to build out. But that's the reason we have subs, and we'll always have subs. We call subcontractors affiliate partners, is what we call them in our network.
Good question, Kelly. What other questions do we have? Anybody else?
Yeah, what chemicals do you use to clean your products, clean your surfaces with?
So we have two products for the most part: Diversey and Spartan Chemical are pretty much the chemical products we use. We also use SC Johnson True Shot for all of our post-construction cleanings. Just easier to use, one spray bottle versus multiple different chemicals. But those happen to be our partners.
Any reason why you chose them? What's the criteria?
Man, good question. Diversey, it was part of so one of my big clients, a national client, they started with them, and it just became easier to scale with them because of dispensers, and you span across 20-something states. It makes it's a little difficult to change the chemical partner. So Diversey's there and it works. It's two-part chemical dispensing system, so it fits the model. It's a healthcare client. Spartan, their sales team and just their training and just the culture of that company is top notch. I love them as the people side. We have great relationships. They come in and they do trainings for us. They do inspections for us. They help us with on-site walkthroughs. I've built a good partnership with them. And then SC Johnson, it's the True Shot. The True Shot is just an amazing piece of, I call it almost like equipment because of the ability to just insert the canister. But yeah, that was pretty much why.
You buy the materials, or does your client buy the materials and you just provide the serving? How's that work?
Yeah, so two of our national, we buy for them. So we charge a 10% supply management fee, and we handle all of their supply management across the country. And we handle everything from the garbage, the liners, the paper products, the chemicals, the supplies, everything. We handle that. We manage and we charge a fee. Other clients, we just buy it on our behalf, and then we do a charge back to them. But for the most part, our goal is to always take control of supplies, because it's our technicians for the most part that are submitting the request every Friday to order supplies. So in that case, it's better to go through us than us have to ask the client and then wait for a response, and then our teams end up suffering not having the equipment and the toolkit that they need.
How much demand is there for 100% plant-based cleaners?
Say it again. I'm sorry, you broke up.
How much demand is there for 100% plant-based cleaners? Renewable, 100% plant.
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you. Is it Walter? Yeah, Walter. I'll tell you. We've had the conversations. So one of our large clients is CVS. They sometimes care. They sometimes don't. I think we're talking to the wrong people, to be honest with you. I think we have to talk to the right decision makers to present that case. But demand-wise, we haven't seen a demand. But that doesn't mean it's not there. They may just not have the education to know why, why they should be thinking about that.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Walter, for your questions. How about anybody else? Any questions for Ricky? Yeah, Kate.
So I know that working with only subcontractors is definitely limited, but on that subject of creating a career path or just the organization chart in general, is there any way to take advantage of that or use that when you're on that agency subcontracting model?
So elaborate a little bit, Kate. So meaning maybe a subcontractor turns into an employee. Like they may join you on the team full time, or what do you mean by like the agency part?
When people are only working with subcontractors.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So like the way like, oh, there are companies that, yeah, all they do is subcontract. I mean, that is a model. I know a few fellow colleagues that literally they have hundreds of subs and that's all they do. I personally come from like, I love building a culture and I love having employees, right, and having a brand. So I would argue a mix is better. So I look at subcontracting as it gives you the ability to scale into markets that you normally wouldn't have gone into, right? Because there are clients from Chicago that will tell us, we love working with you. We love one invoice. We love one form of communication. We're going to St. Louis. Can you come with us? And they're okay with subcontracting, right? So, but we've also had the relationship. I don't know if I'm going to answer this in fully, but I think this is a good point, Kate. But we also now have scaled into cities because the subcontractor reached out to us and said, hey, I have $1 million plus opportunity. I cannot afford this from a cash flow perspective. Can you win this bid and then just give it right back to us? 100%, absolutely we can. So then we allow them to now win an account that they couldn't have won themselves. Yes, they don't make the entire margin, but now they build off of that in their territory. So again, to me, the model of subcontracting is phenomenal. I just think it has a bad stigma because there's been some bad characters, right? And that's okay, because that's a mission for us, is to improve that, because it is truly a way to scale your business. Both being a prime and a sub. I'm a sub as well. I subcontract for bigger companies in other states as well.
Was that the question you had, Kate?
Yeah, just still just wondering if there is any way to take advantage of the chart model, or just kind of give people another, like, not a future, but inspire them to some, in a way, even though they are subcontractors and not employees.
Okay. Well, so maybe I can answer it this way too. So we've had 2 subs that we have absorbed, and now they are 2 regional director of operations in the market that they used to have a cleaning company for. So now they didn't like to deal with the back end operations. They saw the culture that we were creating. He loved the sales side and said, you know what, Rick, I want to just roll under the Rosalato brand, and I want to continue to grow this business in this market. Can I join the team? And he forego his cleaning company to then grow with us. And now that market went from 800,000 a year to 1.6 million in a matter of 9 months. Because he saw the need of a back end operations versus, dude, I hate wearing all the hats. Can I just join forces? So I don't know. Again, does that help? I mean, he saw a career path with us through that.
So he became but then he became an employee, I guess.
He became an employee. Yeah, became an employee.
Okay.
But think about it. That's a good employee, because this guy's got an entrepreneurial mindset and a growth mindset. So talk about a person who's going to lead your market better than you could, because you can't even be there. So we're in a market because of this person and because they have that thought process. Those are 50-50. An entrepreneurial mindset is either going to help you scale your market and scale your division, or they're just too much in the growth and they want to keep building their own brand, and it becomes difficult. So it's a caveat. It's a 50-50.
Got it.
Ricky, there's a question in the chat. What does org chart stand for? Where can I find more info? Org chart is the organizational chart, and if you'll just Google that, you'll get more information. But Ricky, this is straight for you. Ricky, you seem calm, sane, and not stressed, but yet a lot going on. Impressive. What is the key?
Oh, man, I would tell you a positive approach. Every day I wake up with a positive mindset. Every day I end with a positive mindset. I've become a little bit more faith-based as of late, but it doesn't run my life. I acknowledge faith. And then before my father passed away, he always said, Rick, at the end of the day, because he used to see me stressed out. Don't get it twisted, everybody. Yesterday, hair pulled out. You should see my hair was all over the place. I get stressed out, but I don't let it succumb me. at any moment. I flipped out yesterday, threw a pen. Okay, don't tell people. I threw a marker at a wall, flipped out, ran outside, took a breather, came back in, hugged, kissed. We're okay. We're gonna be okay, guys. Because there's moments that this industry will eat you up, spit you out. You don't get compliments, you get complaints. You feel shitty. You're not proud sometimes because we're clean. Hey, at the end of the day, we're janitors or cleaners. But don't get it. Stay positive. My father always said the number one thing you could do is be a good person, Rick. Just be good. Like, there's no room for this bullshit and negativity that happens in this world. We got no control over that. So all you can do is make a positive impact every single day you wake up. Go to bed. I got 2 boys, so every night I go to bed. I just tell them, hey guys, who are we? We're the Rigolatos. What do we stand for? Stronger together. What do? We help people, Dad. And we go to, that's it. So that's all we can do, man, is just stay positive. Like, there's no room for this negative bullshit.
Well said. I mean, I totally agree. Does anybody have anything they want to lend to that? I know we have a lot of people here that have a lot of experience. Troy Knight, I know you've been through a lot of this, what he's talking about. Do you want to lend to that?
Yeah, we, when you talk about being positive, I think it's just staying focused on really what's important. Sometimes we, and it even I think relates to what you were saying at the beginning of the call, RJ. Why are we really doing this? And when I started my cleaning company, one of the reasons I did it was to have some control, and I did it because I hated the job I had. Well, there's no reason for us to be doing this and be miserable at it. So I think if we just stay focused on what's truly important and what truly our values are and let that guide us, we can be successful. And that comes in a lot of different ways. It can come in the form of money. It can come in the form of just being your own boss, having your own control, controlling your destiny. So don't forget why we really started this.
Thank you. Thanks for putting it in perspective. I think I can share a real life experience that happened this week. Day before yesterday, we had a call from a lady who paid another company to clean her trailer home, right? Single wide. $350 for a deep clean. And she was crying because she sent pictures to my staff, to Erica, showing this is how they left it. Folks, they didn't touch it for $350. And Erica's like, RJ, what do we do? This lady doesn't have any more money. I said, just go do it for free. And we did. This lady's crying again over the phone. Now for the right reasons. Okay? What are we in business for, people? Right? To make a difference in people's lives. I realize we can't be doing free cleans all the time. I'm not encouraging that. But once in a while, you get pulled to that. Your heart gets drawn to that. And I actually asked Erica, I said, Erica, what's your heart telling you? And she says, RJ, I think we should take care of her. I said, then to go do it. Do what your heart's telling you. How often do we listen to our heart? Do we always have to say it has to make money? Yes, jobs have to be profit centers. Every single one needs to be a profit center. If not, why are we doing it? But once in a while, something comes along that reminds us, why are we here?
And RJ, just to piggyback on that, yeah, you like everybody wants to look at the P&L at the end of the month, end of the quarter, and see a bigger number than the previous month, and you get a certain good feeling about that. But being able to take care of somebody and truly help, you get a feeling that's not quite the same as when you look at that P&L. You get even a better feeling and a bigger sense of accomplishment at times if you'll just stay grounded, I think.
Oh, absolutely. And we many of us on this call today, we do a lot of cleaning for a reason cleans, and we get that satisfaction to help people with cancer, right? But That's different, and this is different. And you're right, Troy. It's not always about that bottom line, because our heart, there's a line in that heart of ours that drives us every day. And when we do the right thing, you know it. So I'm sure on this call, many of you have done the same thing. Anybody want to share that story quickly? It's okay to brag about yourself.
There are a lot of stories out there, and all of them that I'm hearing are just amazingly fantastic. You know, they're you know, we as individuals, we struggle with a lot of things. You know, in business, it's, you know, they talk about this thing called 3PL, right? People, planet, and profit. And you know, at the end of the day, you know, there should be no light in my mind between those three aspects of business: doing the right thing for people, making sure our planet is well stewarded, and then making sure we make a profit. There should be no light between those three things. It is difficult to, you know, manage that a little bit, but you know, like Ricky says, you get up every day trying to do the right thing, and at the end of the day, it works out.
Exactly. I know, Stacy Willen, I know you have a story. You want to share one? Yeah, you.
Sorry. Gosh, I don't have one queued up, but let me think. You know, we do the cleaning for a reason, and we always try to go above and beyond there, and it's rare for us to turn it away, anyone away, even if they're out of our service area. Gosh, I'm having my entire office remodeled around me right now, so I'm a little more distracted today. You know, we just teach our team to be givers. Charity is one of our core values. And we pop in at the stray rescue all the time and clean for them. We don't charge them a dime. We go down there, we walk dogs for them, and it comes back around. It really does. They talk about us all the time. We pay for their adoption fees. So that's the one thing that stands out. And, you know, it's a give and take kind of relationship, but at the same time, there's just something really special about taking care of their organization who takes care of so many animals in our community. So I don't know if that's what you're looking for, but that's the
Absolutely.
one that kind of pops into my head.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything, you know, when you do it with your heart, right? When you lead with your heart and not necessarily with your mind, because the mind involves numbers. The heart is completely different. But when you lead from your heart, your decisions are going to be brighter. I'm a firm believer of that. And we practice that every day. And I'm glad you mentioned, Stacy, that, you know, charity is part of your core value. That is amazing. Thank you for saying that. Ricky, I know you have to go. Brother, we appreciate
Can
you.
I ask a question?
Yeah. One more
So
question.
one of my questions is, you know, I come from a hospital cleaning background, and then I started my residential cleaning, and I have those heartstrings, and a lot of my clientele cannot pay the going rate in my area. However, my biggest concern isn't so much, it's the quality that they're receiving and not so much the quantity in my business. But I'm having a massive problem knowing what is the proper way to bid, how to bid it, and how to write proposals. But I have a lot of little clients that have huge houses that they cannot maintain themselves. So how do you balance that out when you have so much charity that you're doing and you're giving and giving and giving, and you're not able to make the money needed in order to survive or even continue to grow the business?
I'll say this, I'll share this with you. We are a for-profit business, okay? Let's remember that first and foremost, right? We're not here to do every single clean for free. Every single clean has to become a profit center. It's only once in a while that you lead with your heart. You lead with your heart every day, but you have to also remember you're a for-profit business. Ricky, would you agree?
100%. But that doesn't mean you can't make room for what we're talking about. And yeah, it definitely sounds like it strikes a chord for you, Jackie. I know what you mean too. Is like you want to do so much, and you know that if they're like, but yeah, we're for profit, but there's got to be something you can do to carve out. But that's to a degree that you can only do. You cannot, because then you are gonna be stressed out, and I don't know. That's a tough one, man. Because I've got a big heart too, and I get yelled at by some of my team members too, because they're like, Rick, man, like at the end of the day, we still have a business. This is a business, right? Like it's okay to lead from the heart, but you better check that too, because this is one thing, Jackie, that stuck out to me that now I use it as a measuring stick is, okay, it's great to have feelings and emotions when you're leading and try to do stuff and charity and all that too. But if you put your company at risk, then the doors shut down or jobs are lost or everything you've built now comes crashing down. Like that's tough as the people around you and the jobs that you created and the business itself. There's people that would run through a brick wall for you probably, but what if there's no wall to run through if you're not profitable and you're not, you're doing too much? That's what keeps me at bay and like, okay, I got you.
I'm just trying to figure out the balance between like the proper, I don't know how to properly bid jobs. I have a 11,000 square foot residential clean that takes me 6 hours to clean and I make a certain amount, but then I can go to a 3,800 square foot house and spend the same amount of time with the same number of employees. And it takes us just as amount of time, if not more. And so it's like, how do you balance that? Like trying to figure out the right bid. I'm passing up on commercial cleans because I don't know how to do a proposal. I have a post-construction clean that is for a convenience store up here. They're asking for someone to do a proposal or post-construction. I have 3 girls. I don't have the manpower to do it all, but I have the opportunities. How do you do that?
Well, I could help you on the commercial side. I don't know how to bid homes for that same exact reason you just said, like a 7,000 square foot house and an 8,000 square foot house. I put my information, Jackie, in the chat too, but commercial bidding all day, every day is, we help. That's what these guys, I have a cleaning company in here from Florida. They traveled just for that reason. We're going to help them through a workshop of bidding, quoting, how to do post-construction, how to scale into other markets. So commercial all day. I can help with anything that at least to give you the confidence, because that is the missing piece, you guys, is I remembered when I first inaccurately bid jobs, which one of the accounts we still have to this day. It's amazing. But you don't know until you start bidding and you start doing the work. Like you may think you can't do it with your 3 people. How big is a post-construction site, or what's the square footage?
I'm not sure on the square footage. They gave me the map and the layout, but they didn't give me the square footage, so I wasn't able to properly do it.
So like, I'll tell you now, though, 3 people, you could get up to 20, 30,000 square feet done just with 3 people, right? It's stages. It's phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So again, there's a math to it and an approach, because with commercial, to be honest, you could get away with a little bit more than with residential. You're cleaning somebody's home. You're not trying to get in there at a fast production rate. Commercial is all about production rate. You can service something one day, miss it the next day, get it back on the next day, following day after that. So there's room for flexibility. Homes, you just don't have it. These are people's homes. They're not going to give up. They're not giving in on hey, you're doing the baseboards today, but not next week. And again, as much as I know when the girls clean my house, I mean, they're there for like 8 hours, and I'm like, damn, they don't miss a damn thing. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I think, okay, we're after our time here. I think, Jackie, another place you could go is we have a Facebook group, and there's a lot of discussion there. So I think you could reach out on the Facebook group and get some good insight from other members, of the association and other residential cleaning company owners. So I think that's a good place to start. I know as we close up, Ricky, if you need to go, we totally understand.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ricky.
Yeah, I got to take off. All right, guys. Nice to meet
Thank
everybody.
you so much.
Thank
We will see you
Appreciate
in
your time,
June.
Ricky. Thank you so much.
I'll see you guys in June.
Yes. Yes, everybody. Ricky and I are going to do a how to enter the commercial side of the business. at Gosha's office. What date is that exactly? June?
That is June 9th, and I put that in the chat
9th.
earlier, and I'll email everybody out today, but it's June 9th from 8:30 to 5 p.m. And we have a full day program. I put the link in there for the regional event. I also put in a code that you can use to save $50 on your registration. And again, that's June 9th at Gosha's office from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. She made me change the time because I tried to do it 10 to 4, and she's like, no, we've got too much education. We're extending the time. And then on Monday, Gosha is one of our associate partners here at ISSA is doing a Made Central Academy at Gosha's office. And Troy, do you have information about that?
Yeah, it's going to just be a one day event. It's not going to be the normal 3 days. It's open to everyone that wants to attend at Gosha's place, and going to be talking about AI.
Ooh,
So
there's an easy topic.
Kate, to answer to your question is, it's in Elmhurst, Illinois, in the Chicago area.
Yeah, if I put the link in the chat, if you follow that, it takes you to the page and it should have the address. It's Elmhurst, Illinois.
Yeah. And Jackie, the answer to your question, Stacy is willing to help. I might be able to help you. She says, my husband made me an awesome pricing sheet. Reach out to me on Facebook. So please reach out to Stacy because she's willing to talk to you about this, how to price, because that is the key. You have to understand your numbers and create an hourly rate and stick to it. So.
All right. So we want to do some breakout rooms as we get ready to close up here. I do want to mention one more thing. We've talked about the regional event. We've talked about the business growth strategies. We also have this thing coming up in November called the ISSA show. And if you are a member of ISSA, you should have gotten an email because the pre-sale is going on right now. And that's for members only, the pre-sale. And it is the lowest price you're going to get for your registration for the show. It also gets you into the hotel earlier. So if you plan to go to the ISSA show, November 18th to the 21st in Las Vegas, we're at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. You want to register now at the, like I said, bargain basement prices. It's the lowest price you're going to get for the all access pass for all the education that we have, as well as all of the networking. And again, if you're a member, you should have gotten an email. If you didn't, then reach out to Stacy Stiglitz. She's on this call. She can help you with your member number if you need to get it renewed so you can get registered for the show because you want to be there. But for breakout rooms, we usually break into a few breakout rooms. I have Stacy Conkles on here today. We can do one about membership. If anybody has any questions about membership, I can do that. I was also going to see Eric. Everybody seemed to be very interested in digital marketing. So do you want to host a room for digital marketing?
Sure. I'd love to do that. Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
RJ, anything else?
That's it. We look forward to next month, but please sign up for June 9th, the regional event at Gosha's office. Gosha has a very successful residential company. I know she's very welcoming, and she will have incredible Chicago style foods because that was very popular last time. And, you know, the whatever, this hot dogs or whatever.
The Portillo's, come on. It's the Portillo's hot dogs and the Chicago deep dish style pizza. So
exactly. So that's just the food part. But the education part, you know, if we're extending the hours, folks, get ready, rest your brain and come to this event because you'll gain a lot. She has, again, a very, very successful residential company, over 4 million in sales. There's a lot to learn from her and her staff. So look forward to seeing you there.